Greetings and welcome back everyone. If you like these daily crypto analysis videos, hit the like button and subscribe. Please share these videos with your friends to help the channel grow. I'm Crypto Snake, back in to discuss some Bitcoin analysis. I'm going to open up this video on the daily where we are seeing a bit of green on Bitcoin's price today. And more importantly, a potential breakout of the upper pennant target that I laid out, one of the lower pennant targets. Now switching over to the Heiken Ashi, which is the measurement of money in and out of the market, I did lay out in the previous video that after posting a second red Heiken Ashi candle, we normally break down with force. Now this didn't happen. We did actually post more money back into the market with a green candle, and the daily Kijinsen has begun rising. Now I was a little concerned with the rising daily Kijinsen here, as this giant short squeeze pump might have thrown off a little bit of the indications on where we were going on the daily Kijinsen, but the price appears to be respecting it, so I am expecting a pullback up to the 64.81. Now as I said, we did break through this lower pennant target that I did establish, which normally would indicate that we've broken out of the pennant cycle and we might actually be starting the bull run. However, I'm not ready to confirm that we are starting the bull run yet, not until we break out of all three of the pennant targets that I laid out. Now these pennant targets are laid out in different areas. The lower pennant target respects some of the lower peaks. The middle one is only respected by the pump in July and also the pump back in around May. The upper pennant target, however, coincides with the massive pump back from March and a wick up on another pump from July. So this top pennant target would be the absolute peak. Now we did obviously break through this on the previous short squeeze, but I discount that entirely, even though it did quite possibly weaken a lot of this resistance. That wasn't a natural formation. It was just a Bart Simpson, as I laid out in the previous videos as well. Now, although Bitcoin is posting bullish indicators on the daily, the technical indicators are still kind of mixed. If we go down to the 4-hour chart, you can see that we are posting bearish SAR dots, which is the stop and reverse indicator, indicating that the trend has reversed. Now, even though we are posting bearish SAR dots, the price has continued to rise. In fact, if we take a look down at the RSI, we were trending since that pump up to the 65 level or so resistance before breaking back down and continuing this kind of side trending in this area. Now this price breakout has moved us up back into the 6400 level, and we are moving up on the RSI with a very slight downturn here. We may actually come up to test the 64, even the 70 or higher level on the 4-hour RSI, as the trend appears to have reversed and moved slightly bullish. I am expecting a pullback to this daily Kijinsen around the 64.82 level, which again coincides with this secondary pennant target. And what's interesting to note is if we take a look down on the RSI, the previous trend line that I established of the previous pumps, I noted that on the daily RSI we were breaking down earlier and earlier in the RSI range. Now this obviously matches with a pennant breakout. As this starts to coil and constrict, we're very likely to get a massive pump out of here, and we are starting to near that target. So this middle pennant target actually coincides with that resistance area that we haven't struck yet. And if we do strike that level, I am expecting another pullback down to the lower pennant of the 6200 level. Short term, however, I do think Bitcoin is going to price increase. And if we actually do break through this secondary pennant target and come up to test the next pennant target around the 6560 level, somewhere around this heavy resistance, we may see a bullish breakout confirming the bull trend. Now taking a look at even the most pessimistic approach on Bitcoin right now, if this daily Kijinsen comes up to this second pennant and breaks back down, or even up to this pennant target and breaks back down, even if we don't break into the bull run and confirm the bull run at this point, the end of this pennant, even the most pessimistic with the upper pennant target, is only about 16 days away, with the most optimistic being about 8 days away. So I believe we may see the bull run within 1 to 2 weeks from now. Now what is concerning right now is that the Chiku span has moved inside of the price, indicating side trading, and I do believe ultimately we will come down to test the 6200 level once more before breaking out into the bull run. Now even if we do smash through these pennants up through the cloud, I do believe that we will eventually return to the trend line. Now, whether that's up here, somewhere out here a couple weeks from now in early November, coming back down to test the 6300, or if we break down now to the 6200 level, I'm still very, very excited to open up some nice long positions, and I am hoping that Bitcoin does come down to here so I can fill some really nice altcoin positions and ride that into the bull run for some very, very lucrative gains, which my VIPs will get updated on to the minute. Before I get on with the rest of my technical analysis and price targets, if you'd like to join my free Telegram for insights on the market, including Bitcoin, altcoins, and a sneak peek to my personal entries and exits, join t.me/cryptosnakepit. links directly to the chat, and a link on how to install Telegram, which is a free chat program I use to communicate with my VIPs, in the description below. I've also launched my official Twitter, so follow me at CryptoSnakeVIP to get regular updates. And we've been pulling some savage gains in the VIP this month on leverage trades and altcoins. I've given out a list of potentially discount altcoins I plan to ride for the bull run to my VIPs, which I think is coming very soon, as well as some hot altcoin swing positions every week. If you want information on how to get into the VIP group to be part of these trades, the information is also in the description below. So as for some price targets, as I said, I do believe we will strike down to this lower pennant once more, striking another higher low around the 6,200 to 6,250, give or take, leaning towards the 6,200 level, or a potential test up to the 6,550 to the 6,520 range if we break through this secondary pennant target. If we don't break through that secondary pennant target and we get rejected back down, the peak on that would be somewhere between the 6,490 to 6,470 level. It really depends on when we actually hit the top of this pennant. So as for the market health for today, the market cap did raise up about $2 billion. Not really a lot, not really that significant, but we are up to $210 billion in the crypto market space, and Bitcoin dominance has fallen to 53.6%. Now that's still within the 54 to 53% range, so I don't think we're anywhere close to being in an altcoin season, but it is good to see Bitcoin dominance actually dropping. The altcoin market has remained fairly steady around the +1, -1% gains for today, and has been mostly stable. Now moving over to Bitcoin shorts, which is the measurement of people betting against Bitcoin, betting that Bitcoin will go down. We did see a relatively small short squeeze, which could be indicative of the price increase that we saw today. Right now we are moving down into the oversold range on the RSI, indicating that shorts will come up and that this pump will very likely be short-lived. Now if we take a look at the daily, however, one of the smoking guns for the bull run right now is that the shorts are still up at all-time high, and on the daily RSI we're only now reaching the true price range. If this was to break down, we would see a massive influx of money back into the space. That gigantic pump that we saw on Bitcoin that shot us up from 6170 all the way up to 6820 on Coinbase is only less than half of the RSI range. If we were to drop completely through this daily RSI range, we would easily see somewhere between 9 and 12,000 on Bitcoin just from that short squeeze alone. So there is a ticking time bomb right now for Bitcoin to explode out of this pennant and move into the bull run, whether that's a very rapid candle up and we see a short squeeze liquidation central as we pump out of this and the FOMO rides in, or a long-term trend up remains to be seen. But I'm still very bullish on Bitcoin to hit somewhere between 9 to 12k between late December to early of next year. And as for the news today, if you were paying attention to the crypto space, there's an interesting news story that Tether floods into Kraken exchange where crypto traders can get dollars. So if you don't know, Tether, which is the US dollar backed cryptocurrency token, which a lot of people use to store their money in, it had a lot of FUD come out about it, that it wasn't one-to-one with the US dollar. This has happened several times before. Obviously it is impossible to back yourself one-to-one with the US dollar, so every time they say that they are in fact backed one-to-one, it's kind of hard to believe. But Tether actually did drop quite a bit in price, which has caused a lot of people to freak out and send their money over to Kraken to exchange for US dollars, where you can't do that with Coinbase. But if you manage to tether down at the 96, 97 level, you made a very slight profit, as it will rise back to $1. I'm not really concerned about Tether deflating right now. I think it will eventually come back to $1. I think this is just FUD that will eventually blow over. So just to recap, I am staying tethered for the moment until we break down to this lower pennant target. I still believe that this lower pennant target is still in play. However, short term, I am bullish on Bitcoin. Medium term, I am bearish to a strike down of this lower pennant. And even longer term, I am very bullish up to 12k, if not even higher than that, through next year. So that's it for today's technical analysis. If you do make any trades today, I wish you luck. Please join me in my free Telegram at t.me/CryptoSnakePit, where I give up-to-the-minute updates on Bitcoin and my personal exits and entries for the private VIP group. Also included is our private VIP chat, where you can chat with many of our experienced savage traders, get personal technical analysis from me, and answer any questions you might have. This is CryptoSnake, signing off.